Sally Tweet, Nicole Mundy, Copa Burst, Camila Logan, Nicole Johnson, Lisa Manuel, Teresa, Barbara Gideon, Michael Gideon, Unique Muir, and the two whores that live in Charlotte currently in my home, and Ricky Mitchell and his brother Barry, and my so-called brother William. Let me tell you something. You all tried to poison me when you broke into my home and you stole something that didn't belong to you. And you've been haunted every day since. And you've been told more than once to return it. And you keep hanging on to it. Now all of you look so old and disgusting. You try to lie and say I gave you something and I didn't. Your dumb ass is so stupid, Michael. This dumb bitch changed the fucking DNA test, you stupid motherfucker. You're dumb. You're an idiot. Your mammy knows about it. You went home not too long ago. Or so you thought you were going to go home. And what you're met with were new people who owned your home. Yeah, Danielle was fed up with your shit because you brought her back something that she didn't deserve. And you and that skink have been just going all through the world, all through Iowa, dropping off here and there, your little STD. And I want you to understand something. That's your son, you idiot. You and your mammy's a bunch of idiots. I didn't want nothing from you and still don't. I don't want to be with you. I don't love you. And I'm going to tell you what you're going to do. Because where you don't want to go, trust me, you don't want to go there. Because it's past Nephilim, honey. Because I will take you to the bottomless pits of hell, all of you. Every last one of you. And this goes for Aaron Costanza and Aaron Jewel too. You're not excluded. Because Aaron Costanza, detective with the Des Moines Police Department, the only one trained in domestic violence. You lied on a man who took his children from a woman who's listed in her juvenile records as being a known groomer. You understand what that means? A groomer is someone who grooms children, young children, to have intercourse with male adults or females. You lied and said that he hit her. She had less than an inch scratch on her little bone on her ankle. Even your crime scene tech said, what the hell is this? There's no way possible she jumped from a moving car. Because the car wasn't really moving, was it? He had slowed down. You and Aaron Costanza had plotted to ruin 7 innocent children's lives. And then you have the assistance of a judge in the Polk County courts. 2 judges, actually. Michael D. Hooper, the Chief Justice in Polk County. And then you had the assistance of Brett Pattinson out of Utah. I'll tell you something. You never wanted them kids. That's how come Charles got them. He fought you to the bitter end for them babies. And you willfully and without any distress or anything else, you gave them babies up. Because what you wanted to do, and I remember this so vividly because Alexandria Nelson and your attorney, Christina Branstad, had tried to charge Charles for phone calls between you, your mammy, and them. And I believe Christina Branstad told you, Nicole, well, I ain't get paid for this one, but I can give you some advice. I advise you to do it. That's what she told you. So you went before Judge David Porter, and you signed over your rights to the children. And when he questioned you before you did this, he said, are you under distress? You said, nope. I'm wanting to do this on my own. Charles wasn't even at court that day because he thought it was the following day. But just let's talk about it. Aaron Costanza, you dip your fucking nose in something that ain't never got nothing to do with you. You lied and you believed your own lies. That's the problem. You believed your own lies. My cousin fucked Mickey, okay? They were roommates. He fucked her. She got attached. Let's talk about it. Okay? So then you lied and you and her lied and you went and you filed a no contact order on an innocent man so you could steal his truck. What you did. You and Mickey both did. Yep, I know all about it. See, Aaron Christon, you've been doing a lot of dirt. A lot. You've been involved in some situations that you shouldn't have been involved in. And this being one of them. You took 7 minor children along with, let's not forget, Cassandra Cruz, who had stalked this family, but I wouldn't say stalked because Nicole knew her. Didn't you, Nicole? You knew her. In fact, all of you guys are buddy-buddy because of Copa. Copa, you murdered Anthony. He had taken his medicine that day. Well, that evening, excuse me. He'd already taken his medicine. And you just so happened to want to come by and see how he was doing. Bitch, you ain't never cared. Not once have you ever cared. But you didn't have a problem that day because he was in and out of it. So you just went ahead and shot him up with that syringe. Yep. That's what really killed him. He didn't know the office medication. Where he really died from was you putting whatever you put in that needle and you killed him. And they went and looked for it because, of course, you have the inside scoop, with the coroner's office. Just like you and Michael killed my husband, Robert David McMains. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. You know when we talk about it? Because you went and you claimed his life insurance policy. If that wasn't good enough, you used Fannie Mae when you thought that I was going to jail. I watched her, the blonde-haired lady in the blue suede skirt suit, walk up to you. You signed the documents to sell my house for $70,000, I believe it was. You never had permission from me. You were not the person on that house. That's real estate fraud, love. As well as murder. 2 counts. As well as insurance fraud. That same insurance adjuster, Kurt, I believe was his name, is who you work with today. But then the courts had issued for a private investigator. Just like Aaron Costanza had Giselle Rodriguez and Carlos Rodriguez lie and say that Charles was harassing them. Funny thing, that's impossible because Charles was at my house the entire time. And what's even funnier is his truck was broke down. Let's talk about it. You know how I know? Because I had to have it towed. I still have the tow receipts for that. Sure do. Had it towed to my house. His transmission went out. So you called him one morning and you didn't say anything. You just screamed in the phone at him. Just like you stood up in that courtroom to that Judge Brett Pattinson. And he had already given Charles back his children because by law, you guys had violated his rights and the rights of his children. Yeah, let's talk about it. How he did nothing wrong, not a damn thing. You simple bitches were just mad because number one, Aaron, let's talk about it. You really wanted them for yourself. Let's be honest. I already know because you forget. 2007, sweetheart, you came up to me. And you thought he was my man. And you made the deadly mistake of saying what to this day, I will never forget it. Oh, don't worry. I'm locking his black ass up every chance I get because he beat the shit out of my best friend. Unrecognizable. Why you lie? Why'd you lie? He never touched your best friend. Not once. You just had a hard on for him because he didn't want you. But you wanted him. That's the way it's always been. So it was nothing for you to come up to Nicole and come up with these lies. Okay? And then for you to call into the Child Protective Services child abuse hotline and file a complaint of child abuse, suspected child abuse by a known child abuse reporter, okay? Because of your job title. Let's talk about the cases of innocent men that you've had locked up for domestic violence, where they were actually the victim, or there had not been any at all. I'm not playing with you. Sally Tweet, you paid Nicole Mundy a little over 10 grand for my son to Corey. Yeah, I remember seeing you at Target. Actually, I was at Target and I seen you again at Walmart in Ankeny. And I just so happened to look, something told me to look up. I looked up and there's Nicole. That is how y'all do it. I know because I used to work for y'all. I used to work for the state of Iowa. And I have forewarned every woman that ever has had contact with anybody, a male, a female, or a couple, come up to them and say, "Oh, your babies are so cute," or "How far are you? Can I touch your belly?" In reality, you guys are marking that person to have their children taken. You are a quote unquote physician assistant with Unity Point Hospitals and Clinics in Ankeny, Iowa, where it just so happens to be Nicole Mundy knew you because that's the clinic that she came to with her kids. Yeah, sure did. And you became a foster parent without really any background done on you. And then you put down on there that you didn't want anybody that was older than an infant. So let's talk about it. I know everything that you guys have done. Everything. And Nicole Johnson, I told you, didn't I? That I would make sure you would pay. You touched my son when he was underage. Yeah, you did. You lied to my son, too. You fed my son a bunch of poisonous bullshit. Then you turned around and you did some foul shit to your own son, my little cousin, Novell. I know all about it. Let's not forget about the men that you allowed to rape him. Him and his sister and his brother. Let's talk about it. You're sick. Shall I go on? Because I'm not pulling no punches. I'm breaking asses and I'm dragging your shit to hell. I told each and every one of you. Nicole Mundy, didn't I tell you? Bitch, don't lie on me. Didn't I tell you that? Could have swore I did. Could have danced for her. Swore I did. Because you sat there and you told my daughter, my son Christopher, and my daughter Robin, a bunch of lies about me that weren't true at all. And when it comes to the drug test that I paid for, why did my drug test say I was not positive for methamphetamine or amphetamines at all? Let's talk about it. And you waited 3 months to the day to come and take my son. And what makes it so bad is that Sally, your connection to Florida is what? You want me to spill it or show you? And Unity Point Hospital and Clinics, I am suing you. I am. And to Todd's wife, the VP of Unity Point Hospital and Clinics, you have a social worker and a patient's advocate, as well as this idiot and another doctor. Or should I say doctors? I'm suing you all for what you've caused my mother, for what you've done to my kids. Yep, I sure am. And I'm going to make sure the world knows how you all use children in unnecessary ways. You know, the ones that you deem expendable. Because I believe it's your surgeons and your doctors that have been the ones to done ill-gotten things to these kids when it came to harvesting their organs. These missing kids. These kids that are put into the system. And everyone talks about Epstein. Let me tell you something. Epstein was just the person that had the connections with the land. Honey, this goes deeper than that. Everyone needs to know this truth here. Yes, these women were sexually assaulted by these people. Yes, they were. It's no lie. But Epstein was just a minute factor in such a much more bigger, most disgusting pedophilia ring you'd ever want to know. And the home base for it starts in Des Moines, Iowa. And it goes out. And those names I just mentioned to you, all part of it. Camila, we may have the same mother, but you're not my sister. Nah, I adopted my 2 nieces because you were incompetent to be a mother. Just like mom took care of your older 2 kids because you were incompetent to be a mother. You shouldn't be around kids either. Nicole Johnson, you were told that children under the age of 21 years old, you should not even be around. That speaks for itself because you're a known groomer. Brett Pattinson out of Utah. I think they were the Stepford Wives are and polygamy. Also known pedophilia. Thought so. Yeah. So let me talk to you about how we have judges that sit in Polk County currently who are into young kids, young babies. Let's talk about it. How you told the clerk of courts in the juvenile division that they best not, you ordered them not to say or give a father information about his case with his children. And he done nothing wrong. You took an innocent man's rights and you put his children in the hands of known pedophiles. I've got your pictures. And I'm going to post them. A little too close for comfort for me. You go and you tell these parents, these potential adoptees, to come into your courtroom. And what you do is you bid them off like this was a modern day fucking auction. There's a bunch of people in your courtroom with numbers bidding on the kids they want. Then you tell them that they're not allowed to see, speak, or have interaction with their siblings. And Michael D. Hubert, you had an agenda against my mom for day one, Alberta Logan. Because you couldn't get her to cry, but you sent officers to come and arrest her right after she had had surgery for her intestines and her cervix cancer removal. I know all about it. Talking about you were looking for my brother, and here my mother had been in the hospital, been rushed to the hospital from the women's facility for hemorrhaging. Let's talk about it. And because she didn't kiss your stinking ass, and she didn't bow down to you, you believe the lies of a fucking whore and a known groomer in the pedophilia game. Let's talk about how you overseen the hearing that was supposed to be a UCJEAA hearing, UCJA, whatever it is, hearing, and a PKPA hearing, JEA hearing, which is the Uniform Child Custody Act, Enforcement Act, actually. Yeah. Which every state has adopted their own version due to the federal version. You're adopting yours off of that, and you don't follow it. In fact, you sat there and you put this loophole in there, and you sleeping with Nicole. Let's keep it real. You and Judge Brett were both sleeping with her. Because why else would her and Pamela Olson have your direct line to your home or your private phone number? And she's a known sugar baby. Let's talk about it. Aaron Druhl, it was you who gave false testimony against me to give Copa Burse power of attorney over me, to change the beneficiary of my mother. It was also you who removed my mother along with the assistance of the administrator at the park. Let's talk about it. Ready? Park Ridge Care Facility gave you, and you paid her off too. I know that too. And the wonder is right here, what you're wondering is, well, what the hell? Wow, what the hell? I know all about it. I can tell you verbatim what you said. I can even tell you how you stood there and participated in the criminal act that took my mother's life. And how you have lied and how you have tried to cover your ass ever since then. And Judge Block, Craig Block, and the female judge that took his place. I'm not playing with y'all. I'm going to end your existence of ever being able to practice law in any capacity. And I mean that. Because what you've done here was you made a mockery of the entire legal community, as well as Christina Branstad, attorney, Alexandria Nelson, attorney, Stephen Allison, attorney, every one of you. Greg Usher, and the one male, one female judge here in Cedar Rapids. I will make sure that you never practice law that you never interact with another child, including your own. None of you. Nicole Mandel will make sure that your children are removed out of you and Zach's hands immediately, pending internal investigation into your home and your child rearing. Let's not forget, Zach comes from one of the more prestigious drug dealing families in the state of Iowa. And yet he heads mid-Iowa. Yeah. And Polk County Department of Human Services Child Protective Unit has a deal with them that they get majority of the kids that come in, especially the black children or the biracial kids. Let's talk about it. I'm promising you all this right now. None of you will ever work in medicine. None of you will ever practice law. None of you will ever in your life be a law enforcement officer or a freaking anything. I promise you that. Because, let's keep it honest and clear here. The fastest growing subdivision in the world was Ankeny, Iowa. 25 years ago? It was just a McDonald's, cornfields, and a damn DMAC college. That's it. 25 years later, majority of your legal community lives out in Ankeny now, don't they? In very prestigious homes. And let's talk about those parties y'all like to have, where y'all like to switch parties, party favors, meaning your spouses, and keys going to fish bowls and everything else. Let's talk about it. So I'm telling you this right now. And let this be a very stark warning to each and every one of you. I'm coming. And I've got proof of everything I've said. Everything. Not only do I have the proof, but this is a stark warning to each and every one of you. You've tried to sacrifice my children and my grandchildren. You've lied to my eldest children and my youngest son. And you've tried to sit there and do things to me. In fact, you used mercury salt to try and poison me, Copa Burst and Michael Gideon. And Michael, this is how stupid you are. That child is not yours. They changed the DNA results, honey. And your mother helped them. She's been helping them this whole time. But this is a promise to each and every one of you. For your interactions inappropriately to each and every child, not just including my own, but every child that you've ever come in contact with in your courtrooms, in your clinics, in your police departments, I'm dragging your asses to the bottomless pit of hell. And I mean the bottomless pit. And I promise you that. There ain't no rest for the wicked. Nicole, I told you, didn't I? I told you I'd get you, didn't I? It ain't over. Bottomless pit.